name's Bronwyn Masters and I'm a
scientist in the Reef Science team with the Queensland Government.
And we typically conduct water quality studies to look at land use impacts on sediment, nutrient and herbicide movement, whether it be in surface water runoff or in drainage below the root zone of a crop. For the last 10 years, a lot of our monitoring has been for the Paddock to Reef program. So we've been doing specific detailed experimental trials on sugarcane paddocks and banana crops. And over the last 10 years, we've had about 7 sites. And all of those were looking at sediment movement, nitrogen movement and herbicide movement. Really recognise we need to be working in a diverse range of crops and in a diverse range of environments to adequately capture what is happening in all of the catchments that drain into the Great Barrier Reef. An important aspect of our monitoring is to operate in a real life scenario, so on local commercial sugarcane farms, and constantly engaging with the operators of that farm to make sure that what we're doing represents reality. So how we build a picture of what is happening in this region is by collecting detailed data over whole cropping cycles, which includes rainfall, runoff, yields, what's happening in the soil, what's happening below the root zone on a range of different soils. Longest trial to date was situated in Silkwood, so we were fortunate enough there to collect 7 years of data from the plant stage through to late ratoon into a legume fallow. And at that site we were able to look at the importance of nitrogen rate and form, so we were able to look at some of these new enhanced efficiency fertilisers. Each stage of the crop will have a different impact. Different years will have a different impact, whether we have a wet year. So the more monitoring we can do within the region and in various different soils and over long periods of time, the better picture we will have of what's happening in this environment. We need to be looking at deep drainage, particularly in the wet tropics. We've got such high rainfall. We know it is a large proportion of where our rainfall ends up, and with it carting dissolved organic nitrogen and other constituents. We also now know that nitrogen loss through gaseous pathways is critically important, things like volatilisation and denitrification. So if you're aiming for a precision agriculture approach, you really want to refine your practices and hone down and improve your nitrogen use efficiency, you can't ignore those lost pathways as well, and they're intimately linked with minimising losses through surface water and drainage as well. This is not just science for science sake or just for the Reef program. I think this is valuable information farmers can use and is really important for the future of the sugarcane industry.